What it do? What it do? We're back. Another weekend of matches. So we're back with another episode of the Listen In with Ken. Been appreciate all the support on these. Like I said before, I love talking COD. I love talking about COD, and I just love getting my insight on matches. And this weekend was some definitely interesting matches, especially ours. So once again, just want to come on and talk about our mindset and kind of like give some insight on like how we were feeling, what we were looking to do in these matches, and obviously talk about all the other matches that happened, because there definitely was some actually good, entertaining ones this weekend, not like last weekend. So let's get started, I guess. I'm ready to talk some God. So first match of the weekend, we obviously had Boston Breach versus New York. New York dominant in this series. They win it 3-0. I still don't know how people are still playing high rise CTF, because to me that, I'm gonna get my respect. But yeah, dominant series out of New York. I mean, I feel like I said it last weekend. I still feel like Boston's on the uprise, and I feel like they're a team that if you're a top team, you need to be beating them dominantly, just to keep the confident morale up in the team, So for me, this is a good victory, or a good dub out of New York, and very typical for them, I guess. Next match, we had us versus Minnesota, and this is definitely one I want to, talk about, because it got scary. It did get scary. So the maps, as you can see, Rio, Terminal, Karachi, Subbase, Karachi. So obviously, going into the series, we knew Minnesota beat, who did they beat? Toronto and Rio. But we were very confident on Rio, and it's definitely one of our best maps. This one just came down to them playing it better, and obviously us not being able to get a kill in this whole match. Don't know what was up, but definitely a little bit of brain fog and, online cheese, but it is what it is. Minnesota's a great team. They can beat us on a hard point for sure. I'm not gonna put it past them. I'm not gonna say that we'll beat Minnesota 100% of the time at hard points. It's obviously something that we want to work to get to. We want to beat everybody in every game mode 100% of the time. But Call of Duty is so day-to-day based that sometimes you will lose some, and it's obviously all about the bounce back. And once again, we played Terminal SD. I don't even think did we lose around 11? I think this is the wrong score. I think we lost to 6-4. I'm pretty sure. But there was obviously a few rounds. I'm gonna kind of go over them. We can kind of go over them, so I can kind of give you guys some insight on like how we're looking at these rounds, and like what our thought process is after we lose these rounds. And let's find it first. So I want to say it was one of the first offenses. Okay, so this is one of our first. This is literally our first offense. Obviously, as you can see in our chat right here, we're trying to work the plane. I get Reese weak here. I'm instantly challenging him because he's weak, and my teammates are like, "Oh, I got your trade." So I'm just going. I'm just trying to get him as weak as possible, or kill him. If I kill him, it's like a luxury. It's like, all right, that's a dub. You're alive. We're in a 4v3. I obviously slide in fast, thinking that he's gonna run towards the back of the plane here. You can tell by my centering that I'm ready to like snap on like something back here, but he obviously plays it well, gets behind the door. I don't see him until late. He kills me. Trade it. AG and Brandon definitely worked as well. They 3-2-1 Child Awakening. Get him. So in this moment, 3v2, and this is definitely something that we obviously want to work on, and we've been working on. We're in a 3v2, and it's like a mid-round adjustment. Like, what do we want to do here? What's our game plan, and what are the comms like? And so the comms here, and it's off the back of like me, AJ and Brandon calling their one shot. I'm like, yo, y'all can take y'all time. Y'all do not have to commit to A if y'all don't want to. You can take your time. If you're so one shot that you can take your time. You can chill. You don't have to commit right now. You don't have to rush anything. So right here, I think we call it to wrap the bomb B. I think Ant calls to wrap B here, and as you can tell, like it doesn't look like we're like actively wrapping B. As a team, like we're slow playing, and like Ant's kind of trying to work B. So like here, I feel like a lot of people are like, "Why is Shotzi by himself? What is Shotzi doing?" But it's like, I think that's a lot of like the plays and like things you see on production that happens. Like I think people like undermine or like don't put two and two together when it's like yo, he might have got a call out right there. You know what I mean? He might have got a call out. That's why he did that. He might have been told by his teammates to do that. That's why he did that type of thing. So here we obviously call it to go B. We are trying to wrap the bomb B, and I just think like this is a blackout round out of our team because nobody's looking to actively go B. And so like obviously we lose this round, and this is something that we're working on because once again like we need to be winning these S&Ds. And if we want to be winning these S&Ds, we need to be using more teamwork and working together and kind of like adjusting mid-round based off the info that we get. So obviously like here people would say like why would you rotate B? You already have plane control. Like if they're one shot right here and we didn't even know where Linz was. And Linz does shoot here, so we know where he is. We know they're both B, but obviously it's hindsight. You could just say, oh, you can just go plant the bomb now. You're not weak anymore. But the call was to go B. So anytime the call happens as a team, you're supposed to just commit to the call. But yeah, that's a very chill round out of us. And it's definitely something that, like I said, we have been preaching, and we obviously talked about it after the match because it was not a pretty one. It wasn't good from us, but it also like how do I say this? It's a very like critical mistake, but it's also an easier one to fix. You know what I mean? Like nobody really I feel like with this team, one thing I will say like I will super tip is like there's not very much like disagreements or arguments going on with this team, and that's something I'm loving about this team is that like I feel like we have very, very constructive criticism out of every single player on the team, and I feel like every single player is like we all have good reaction to criticism. I feel like we all take criticism well, and I feel like as a team we get through mistakes pretty easy. Like in that one, like we're like saying like yo, like we should have did this, and Brandon's like yeah, I blacked out. That's on me. Like I should have brought the bomb B. That's on me. AG's like yeah, I could have came to y'all, but I tried to do this, and like we have a good system that we got going on. Let's just say that. Not to go into detail. We have a good system going on, and I feel like I've said this before in my stream. I feel like this team feels like I've been on this team for years. Like we've been teaming for years. The way we like act and approach each other. I guess that's not a really good word, but like approach practice together as a team, and talk to each other and give criticism and take criticism. So for me, W. Definitely something we want to work on, and Karachi control. So this one. Obviously, we went to 3-14 or whatever, 3-12. Few pivotal moments in this one. Right here, we get 3 or 4 kills. And as you can see, let's see. So we had 3 or 4 kills here, I think 3. And I'm calling out. Well, let's see. I'll let the kills happen. So AG kills Linz here. Kills Awakening. So I'm like, yo, we're missing Lamar. Missing Lamar. Can he be flanked? We're missing Lamar. And right here, AG comes to me like, yo, he can't be flanked yet. He's off spawn. He's late. Lamar's late. So here, I'm thinking, okay, let me get on top of this bus stop right here, because if you get on top of the bus stop, you can get like plenty angles, like all these angles. Like if I was on top of the bus stop like a second earlier, I probably would have seen him running down here. But I thought, based off the comm of like, when we got these kills, I'm asking if we missing Lamar, and Lamar, where did he respawn? So Lamar spawned all the way over here. So I'm thinking in this moment right here, if Lamar just spawned, he is spawning right here. So I have the timing to get over here and look this way. Because I look this way. You can see me. I'm looking towards Lamar. He's in a good cred. And like I said before, it's just a miscom because in this moment, if it was calm, no, yeah, we're missing Lamar. He could be fast. He could be close. Like, I'm not going to move this angle and give myself shit timing or bad timing. I'm going to sit here and make sure that he takes a gunfight with me, that if I lose it, I know he's either weak and I know exactly where he is and he won't get this timing. So here, I'm obviously playing timing, trying to look for it, and realistically, I should never leave the point or leave near the point if we're missing Lamar. He shoots me in the back, makes the play here, and we lose this round. So it's just like, it's small things like that like could go a long way, because you can ask like, Kenny, what are you looking at? Like, and here I'm trying to look at all these angles. I'm trying to look at the plat above Lamar. I'm trying to look at the alley to his right, the shorter one that goes into Church of Fountain. I'm trying to like get my the bad timings from my teammates that are in front of me. That's literally what I'm doing. And here, like I said, the comm was that we're not missing Lamar, so I thought I had the timing to do other things. Unlucky. It's not AG's fault. It's not somebody's fault. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to blame AG. It's just that like we read the names wrong, we counted names wrong, and it's obviously something that can't happen. But ultimately, it's not terrible because it rarely happens for our team. So, but also too, like we went to 3-14, so typical out of us, and I feel like Karachi Control is one of those maps that it's always going to go to the last round because everybody kind of guarantees their defenses most of the time. We lost ours, but kind of guarantees them. And to go over this situation, I was the one dead, so I definitely was the one tweaking. But here, so this is kind of one of those things like Karachi Control is like, it's one of those maps that like you get one clean 4 dead, the round's over. You know what I mean? And here they kind of like stagger their deaths, and Reese kind of goes rogue. To me, this is probably the most pivotal death of the situation is this one. Like here, if he just gets one, the round's over. Or if he just sits in the point, doesn't move, the round's over. And at this point, I think also too, I mean, I'm gonna play Mr. Hindsight here, but realistically, I would never do it. I don't think you streak here. Why? Why would you say, yo, why would you never streak? You have a streak because you're not guaranteed to kill, and you also take yourself off the map for like the 5 seconds you're in the streak. So if they just 4 hit this, then you have 4 guns shooting at 3 people, and you probably still will lose it or can't lose it. But I think being in the streak just takes you at the map for so long. Like, look how long Awakening sits here. He streaks here. Look at how long he's streaking. You know what I mean? And I don't even think he gets close to the point. Or maybe he does, like late. Oh, look. This is Awakening. Look at him. Whereas his error would already be at the point right now, fighting with them. You know what I mean? So, like I said, I'm playing Mr. Hindsight because, like I said, we could have still won it in the 3v4, but I just don't think he streaked there. That's just as real as it gets. That's my honest opinion. And well played to my teammates. I was still calming, but it is what it is. So sub-base hardpoint, once again, miscom. And y'all keep saying, how do we keep having these miscoms? It's just like, this one was on me. This one was my bad. I think Ant even brought it up to me after the match. Is like, yo, you miscom right here, and like it led to Brandon dying. And I'm like, damn, really? What happened? Like, what did it happen? And it makes sense because I definitely remember me calling it. So here, we obviously get some of the P4 time, and we're on the P5 row though, I think. Before this, where was it at? Or was it the first one? Where's it at? Let me see. Hold on. Oh, so here. So we re-break into the P5. We kill Awakening here. And I say, yo, Brandon. And we get 2 kills here. I say, yo, Brandon, I have all your top P5. So top P5 being like this building right here. And I meant to say I have all your top snow. But like, well, I didn't mean this. I meant to say what I said. I meant to say I had your top P5, but then I didn't like relate to my teammates that I got stunned. I cannot get into top P5. Like right here, I get stunned. So I didn't relate to him because like realistically, what I was gonna do is just run through that door, take a child, get them weak, try to stagger their push or get a kill. I get stunned, so I slow it down, and I didn't relay to my teammate like, yo, I don't have your P5. So Brandon here just dies to P5 for free, thinking that I'm in P5 with him. And like obviously you could say like you could look at your mini map, blah 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 blah. But like if I say I have all your top P5, I think he's standing on top of the tank looking low, and I think he ended up dying to top. So we probably went up this hill if that doesn't happen. Did we have one? We might have gotten the tick. I think we get the tick. But like I said before, miscom, and definitely a brain fog type day because stuff like this just never happens in practice. And I hate to keep saying. I know people like hate that. Oh, practice, but like realistically, like our practice has been going really, really well. Like I said, we have good team talks. We are developing a lot of stuff in S&D and improving our S&Ds, and we actually are playing some really, really good hardpoint. Like I feel like the system that I wanted to bring to the team is definitely one that's starting to be implemented. I feel like we've been using a little bit more teamwork, a lot more teamwork actually. Comms have gotten better. We're doing a lot of like things good that because I think a lot of the times, like even a lot of times on our scrims, we're getting outslayed but winning by like 150, 200. And to me, that just means you're playing fundamentally correct. And that's one thing I feel like for this team, if we can get it down packed, the outslaying comes after. Like once you're playing the game correctly, then it'll make the kills easier. But we end up clutching up at the end, winning this map. Game 5, we played. What did we play? Karachi. They have some good rounds out of us. I think the most the like round that like kind of like swung everything was this one right here. And this is a so unlucky thing. Like once again, it almost happened to be a miscom again. I hate to keep saying it because it's so like it sounds like just cope. Like I'm just coping, but it realistically is like the reality of the situation. Like here, I close the door and I'm looking at this cross, and like I don't know if this glares on my screen, but even like I'll tell you the whole situation. So I'm looking at the cross. So here I'm looking at the cross and I'm like, yo, they cannot get to bomb. Brandon, they have to run in front of me and cross in front of me to get to bomb. There's no way in hell they get to bomb because he's in the window above me. So the only other way to bomb right here is to jump out the window above me to the bus, and they can't do that because he's in the room. So I have all the bomb crossed. They can't come behind me because I just closed the door. He crosses at this moment. Now, maybe I could have been in a better spot, but I thought I had it. Oh, we ended up winning this round, and even after this round, Ant Shotzi's like, wait, Ken, he crossed because we realized he crossed because a Lamar team kills him here. I'm like, yo, I got to kill Brandon. I'm just going to stay alive. I'll check bomb late. That's what I'm calling him. I'm like, wait, how's he in ticket next to me? And I thought he was already diner at this moment, but he wasn't. And it was just, once again, like, I don't really know how to say this. This is just like, this is why I mean COD is so day-to-day based because, like, this timing is just so, like, crazy. But I think this was definitely a swing round. I think this kind of just, like, cemented the map for us. And GG's, we win that. I don't want to go over too much. I mean, that was a lot of talking, but that was a banger match. So, hey, yo, why you looking at that, bro? On to the next match, though. But just to end the conversation on the Minnesota match, I mean, they're a great team. We should have close matches with them. Realistically, we want to dominate every team. We want to be 3 on every team, but that's not the reality of COD. That's not how it works. Teams will be getting better. And you will have grueling matches. It's how you take those matches and grind through them and win. Like, I've won multiple championships. I've won a world championship, and I can tell you for a fact, like, I've probably, like, out of, like, I think, what do I have now? 9 chips. Probably 2 of them were, like, free tournaments. And I would say, like, when I say free, it's like we just dominated the tournament. But I feel like when we dominate the tournament, it's always been the tournament after the tournament we won. If that makes sense. So, like, when I've won tournaments in my past, like my LAT team in Vanguard, when we won Major 4, like, it wasn't dominant, but when we went to champs, it was dominant because then once we had that feeling of winning, we knew how to like improve and like add on to things, and then we became dominant. Same thing in like BO4, we won London, and that one wasn't as dominant as the Anaheim. We won Anaheim, I think, with a 24-3 map count or something like that. Like and that's what I mean is like you're gonna like you gotta get to that championship winning, get the championship winning mindset from winning. And it's a dumb way to put it, but it's like you don't understand the moments that like actually change a tournament's like life until you actually win a tournament. That's how I see it. But moving on to the next, we had Vegas versus Miami. Don't want to talk about the Minnesota match too much, but it was a banger. Minnesota versus Miami. This one was definitely a close one. I'm gonna be real. I have Vegas winning. It's rough because everybody was saying Miami top 4 team going into the last major, top 5, and I don't think they're like as bad as they are showing. I just think they're in a weird scenario where they're trying to see if this team's change thing works. And realistically, can you look back and say that Journey won them a couple series? Yeah. So it's just like it's kind of just like getting Eric Boom comfortable on the map, and honestly, I think they have like I said before, I've said it many times, they have a unique play style, so it's kind of inconsistent if you ask me. But GG's close series. I think shout out to that boy Gio. I think this was his first series in the CDL, and the boy's a rookie. Won his first series on a team that a lot of people don't really see as high or rate highly right now. And just want to get that boy some stars or just some shouts out. GG's, well played to him, and good luck this season. Next match. Oh, they ran it back the next day. Wow. They played Toronto next day, and I think everybody expected this one to go this way. And because we played this day as well. I thought this was so surprising because we were playing Real S&D too this day, and the fact that Vegas 6-0 Toronto Ultra in the S&D is crazy because I think everybody, the community rates Ultra as just, I mean, obviously the best team right now, but a good S&D team, and they get 6-0. Maybe they're just trying out Rio, see if they can play it. They're trying out maps. And definitely a good bounce back on Rio because they got beat by Minnesota on Rio, so they just played it again versus Vegas and win it. Super typical. Once again, this map's still in. Mind blowing to me, but it is what it is. GG's Toronto. Once again, I keep saying once again, but I don't think this was a terrible series out of Vegas though. You know, when you watch this series back, it's super winnable for Vegas. I mean, they lose by 3 points in the fourth hard point. They lose by 18 in the first hard point, and they won 6-0. Like, these 2 hard points could go Vegas's way if 1 or 2 kills go their way. So, winnable series out of Vegas. I feel like they're a super scary team right now because they're definitely a dark horse team that like can just beat anybody right now because they're playing really well. You can see it right here. They're playing against the champs. But I also think that speaks to like the game right now. I think the game's in a really terrible state or really bad state, and it's definitely not consistent right now. GG Toronto, they cleaned that one up, win that one. Next match was us versus LAG. So obviously we're going into this match super confident, and we haven't played. So as you see the videos, we haven't played KuavoKenny since our first series versus New York, but. I mean, I'm going to keep saying this, and it's maybe cope, whatever you want to call it. KuavoKenny has been one of our best maps in scrims. It's been a good map for us. We want to get into our map pool so we can play it. And we definitely did not play this one well. And realistically, this one just came down to us not rotating. I think that's terrible to say, but I just think a lot of the concepts that we had down in scrims weren't really explained well, I would say, for me. Because we started doing stuff that like we never did in scrims, and I think it was just kind of confusing out of us. And then the time that we had to bring the game back was this moment where they got a blessed spawn. I'll show you guys when we watch it back. So here we go to break P2. I end up getting 3 at old right here. Like look, so look, it comes with us. They call it the guy new. My teammates call it the guy new. Missing one. So AG, that's like that, and that's one thing I feel like has been something that we've been getting so much better at. Just like I said, you see it from here, from last match to here. Last match we called out the wrong thing about Lamar missing one, and we didn't know who it was. Here we know exactly who it is.
Alright, missing one now. Missing one.
Yeah, he's on you, extra. Where's he?
Good luck.
Jones got back right.
Here, so here, 4 dead on the map. We have a full rotation to the P3. This is probably the first time we rotated the whole map, and we are in a great position to bring this map back. You'll say like, how would you bring a map that's 193 to 71? Well, we're a top hardpoint team, top 2, top 3, whatever you want to call it, and we could easily bring this back. This happens all the time. We just need to get 1 full 60 to get our guns hot and going. And here we have a full hold. We're about to actually hold a hill, and bang, this guy spawns here. And this is unreadable. And that's why I say the state of the game is just bad right now because the spawns are unreadable. As you can tell here, I'm flowing back like, yo, I'll hold our right side of the map. I'm backing up. I'm backing up here, and he kills me. So I'm mind blown. In my head, I'm thinking like, what? How is this guy here? Like, you know what I mean? So things like that are definitely unlucky, but that doesn't lose us the map. It could possibly win us the map, but the map's already out of hand. We're kind of just chasing the map or chasing the game down as the game goes because we're down so much. But literally, the whole map just comes down to us not rotating, and we knew that. That's something we're gonna work on moving forward before the major. But like I said before, if you see KuavoKenny in our map sets, it's definitely something we're just trying to work on. We're trying to get good because it is good in practice. Everything that's good in practice is not always good in matches. So, yeah. So we in this series, we win the S&D, I think. Yeah, we win the Rio S&D. Very dominant out of us. And then the Project Control goes game 5 or round 5 again. But I think we actually would have won this one. This one was, I think, was dominant from us. And why would I say it's dominant? Because we should have won it right here. So right here, we get 4 dead, I think. Great teamwork out of us. Like, you can just, like, the teamwork looks insane, you know? Looks like we're literally everywhere. Like Ant, Brandon Childs, boom. Ant Childs, slides, boom. Brandon Childs gets another one. Ant makes this guy, stun this guy. Nates this guy. AG Childs. It's like, beautiful. And then at this moment, we should just stack the point. I'm screaming, stack. We can just stack, And Brandon dodged the trophy. If we 4-stack this point right here, we win the round. So realistically, we won this 3-1. And I think it was a dominant showing regardless. We dominated the defenses, and we move on to map 4, Skid Row. So this map, we know how this map happens. You start bad side, it is what it is. You sometimes go down early. We went down early, but we actually broke the P2s. And I think the most pivotal moment was here, this P2 to P3. So we're obviously down 30. Obviously down 30, we hold this P2, and then going into this P3, they lag out. Ant gets 2, and then I run the next 2. Like, they just got slammed right here. But I think right here was definitely the game, because then now we're up 20, and then we're holding the P3. But I think they ended up breaking in late into the hill or something like that. Or no, they didn't break them in late, but it basically puts us up, what, 50 points going into the next hill, and we can basically play to win off this and also make sure they can't win off this or win off the next hill as well. And we just went off this hill. Well played to us. I think the series was really good. Obviously, definitely a lot of stuff that we need to still work on and improve. But I think as our reps keep going in matches, because like I said, it was a whole new update in game when we came back for the major, and I feel like this is just something that we had to adapt to and get used to back in matches. So adapting as we go, but also looking good. I feel like the weekend was definitely a test for us, and we passed the test, and I think that also what makes us a pretty strong team, because as a team, like, we're able to laugh stuff off and, you know, like I said before, give criticism on this whole weekend, talk about the matches and like what we did wrong, and kind of, you know, keep each other accountable. Next match, we had LAT versus Miami, and LAT's back on the board, baby. They win a hard point. Holy. Grueler series, though. They go round 11, game 5, and I was honestly stretched for the LAT boys, because obviously I want them to do well when they're not playing against me. Big, good friends with a lot of the people at LAT, especially the coaching staff, the content guys. I mean, I'm cool with a lot of the players. I mean, I talk shit to Crimp, but, you know, he's on my old team. So I kind of wanted to do well. I said he wasn't going to be in the league. It is what it is. Well played to them. I think he has a good plays this series. I'll tip him this series. But I also think that boy Dan Ghostie's shooting. He made a crazy, insane play on this terminal round 11 to sit inside the – I'll show you guys. Sit inside the chairs, and that's some high IQ plays, because in these, you know, Grueler series that like go to round 11s, game 5, you really don't like have time to practice these, you know. So this is kind of like a call on the fly of like what we should do as a team, and I think him calling this ballsy play of sitting inside of a chair is super simple. It's 2, and to me, you gotta tip him. MVP of the series for sure.
Push is coming through. Do they know that Ghosty is here? Pops up in the right moment, finds the shots and
Bam, they win the series. GG's. Shout out that boy Dan. Shout out LT. They got back on the board on hard point, and I think they're still last on the standings. That's just unlucky though. All right, next match we got Carolina versus Seattle. Seattle's not looking good. Let's keep it 100. We can keep it 200, 100. They not looking good. This was not pretty. They win S&D. They're really consistent on this map though. They win that terminal S&D. That's one thing they don't guarantee. No matter what roster they got, what new roster, old roster, last roster, used roster, retired roster, save a lot roster. It don't matter. They gonna win that terminal S&D. But good series out of Carolina. I think they're in a weird spot right now where they are really good. They just can't put it together in matches because who knows? You know? And like I said, it may just speak to the game right now and how inconsistent the game is, because like I said, the game just feels so much different in last patch, and is in a really terrible way. So it is what it is. GG's to Carolina. Well played to them. Seattle, wake the hell up. All right, we got Boston versus Minnesota. Bang. Once again, 2 teams on the uprise. People are calling Minnesota top 14, top 5 team. Boston obviously wants to be in that conversation. They come out, take Minnesota to another game 5. Wow, another game 5. And I don't know what's up with Minnesota in their game 5s, because they are getting absolutely slammed in their game 5s. And I don't know what that, I don't know what that speaks to. They got the Iceman on their team, and ain't no ice in that damn game in game 5. But I think Minnesota's issue is this game 4. They're just terrible at closing down the game 4s, and I think a lot of this series should be going 3-1 or 3-0 maybe, but this series obviously not 3-0, but 3-1 most of the time because I mean they're a pretty good hardpoint team right now, and they should be in and in 4 most of the time. And I think definitely when you lose this many game 5s in a row, when you get to that game 5, you definitely as a player start feeling some type of way and just like we're in the same spot we're in last match. Did we actually show up this time? Did we change up strats? What were we thinking? Blah, 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 blah. They lose it again. Rough start to the stage for Minnesota. But this is one of those teams that's so hard, though, because I think Minnesota's 0-3 or 0-4 or something like that, or 1-4, 1-3, something. Let me go check, actually. They are 0-3. But realistically, in the standing, they're 11th, but they should be all the way up here somewhere. You know? They're a really good team, and they could probably consistently beat any team below them in the actual standings. But their record for this stage just definitely doesn't show that. Unlucky for them. I think they need to bounce back next weekend. Who they got? They got Atlanta FaZe. Fuck. God damn. Other than they can bounce back the weekend. I mean, to be fair, if there was going to be a bounce back, let's be real. If there was going to be a crazy bounce back to keep you in the conversation for being a top 4 team, it's definitely to beat Atlanta FaZe. Last match of the weekend, absolute banger. New York versus FaZe. This one was insane. I was speechless. I thought the series was absolutely fantastic to watch. I think that boy Kismet was frying. Dante had some slow starts to some match, but he started showing out. Let me give my boy some love. They ain't got no VOD to this one. Wow, no VOD is crazy. But I'll give love to the New York team because, I mean, like I said, they had a terrible major 1, and they're obviously looking to get back in that top 4 contention, and I think this cemented it for them because, I mean, they beat a top dog. And they don't do it dominantly, but like I said before, these matches will never be dominant. They will be bangers. So ultimately, GG's to New York. Well played. Looking forward to next week, where they play Miami. I think that's it. Yeah. So this was a long video, so I'm not gonna do my prediction next week. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. I did a lot of talking, did a lot of yapping. My mouth is kind of dry now. But yeah, look forward to new content that's coming out. I got a lot of videos lined up. I appreciate all the comments in the last video and all the support. I really do appreciate it. I can't say it enough. Super appreciate it because you guys actually helped me out with a lot of new ideas for videos, and just want to show some love to you guys because that helped me out so much. Thank you once again. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you subscribe, like it, comment, do what you got to do. See you guys in the next one. Peace.